Waiting to see when this comes on. Give me about 10 seconds. Okay. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Trying to get rid of the feedback here. Okay. There we go. All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Wait, is it Wednesday? No, it's Thursday, right? uh, so a lot of stuff on people's mind in the chat, and it has been for the last few hours about Good Boy. So I've decided that I'm going to hit on Good Boy starting off today. We'll talk a little bit about him to hopefully get some questions answered or just to understand what happened before we get into my trading. The reason why I'm doing it in the beginning is because a lot of times it takes a while for the YouTubers to come in, delayed, and a lot of times they're like, who the hell is Good Boy? So for you guys here, let's I made up a chart showing you where Good Boy entered his trades. Okay, so as you know, some of you don't understand how he really does his trading. I mean, he's been very cryptic about it for some odd reason. I don't know. It's like he's got some golden method. But honestly, he just uses trend lines and levels. Now, if you look at this chart here, you see that he was looking at this trend line, and he entered his trades right here. Now, I was watching his trades during the course of when he entered, but obviously I had to go to sleep when he was still in this area in particular. In here as well as when I had to when I went to sleep. So apparently Good Boy was up probably all night trying to correct his trade. Now you see the trend line that he entered, and if you're looking at trend lines, it looks decent, right? And he even had a little bullish candle there, but wasn't really strong enough, and then it broke right through. So as you guys know, that's a standard breakout, at least on the 5-minute chart right here, and he got hurt pretty bad. Now the first mistake number one was he entered too many trades at this level, hoping for it to shoot up. We know that he enters quite a few trades right off the start. Smaller lots, anywhere from 10 to even up to 20 trades. I believe he entered more. As far as I could tell, I thought he entered more at this level on the beginning entry, and I went against him really quickly. Now he entered again here, and then also some down here. He was expecting more of a push back up. It didn't happen. So he was stuck at this level. Now this level is fairly strong, at least on the 5-minute chart, and it showed some support and resistance at that level. Held for a little bit, then it went back down. Now at this point down here, let me zoom out a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see this. Now when this level was broken and went down again, he was in a really rough spot. As far as I can tell, I think he was in 30 to 35% drawdown at its lowest point right here. He was too far in on all of his trades, in particular the ones near the top that were really hurting him the most. He had, after this point was hit, he did end up entering some other trades down here, and was getting some pushback. Now I could tell that he was getting a little bit scared at this point, and he closed out his bottom orders near this peak. So these orders down here, or most of them, were closed out. He still had a lot up here, some in here as well, but he closed all of his bottom orders out. Now, that can be good because it gives him a lot more margin, but the thing is that he cut out his bottom line, and he needed that bottom line to exit his trades when it did go up a little bit farther, up at this level. He would have been able to escape if he didn't cut his bottom line out. But honestly, he knew he was low on margin, and that it already had gone so far against him that he was hoping to re-enter at a better level. So he cut these trades here up at this point, and then he started entering again in this area, and here, and then again, and then it just kept going against him at that point. So he missed his chance, unfortunately, and it kind of bit him in the ass, to say the least. So he wanted to cut back, a pullback, or a retracement, and he just didn't get enough. You can see that from the bottom to the top wasn't enough for him to get out. It might have been if he kept his bottom line, but I guess he decided not to do that. So a few bad decisions, but honestly, it's really difficult to make good decisions when you're risking that much to begin with. When you're in 40% drawdown after a market push of 60 pips. You're in a 40% drawdown on your account after a 60 pip move. That's really substantial. Now, when I'm in a trade and there's a 60 pip drawdown, I'm in maybe a 0.5%, maybe 1% at most. Probably, I think it's not even 1% at that point. That's, in my opinion, how I approach the market, and that's how I think it should be approached. Now, Good Boy is a high-risk trader, high reward, high risk, but when something goes against him in that way, he is in big trouble very quickly. Now, I know that a lot of you guys are still potentially wanting to go forward a third time with Good Boy. And I wish you best of luck. I hope that he is able to make the 50% that he ended up losing. But it's been kind of a struggle for him. I don't know if it's the pressures that have gotten to him or not, or if it's just his past trading history. If this is just something that has done in the past and will continue to do. A lot of you have wanted to risk less with him. What about a lower risk account? I don't think you're going to get that with him. That's just not what he does. Good Boy is a person that wants to gain a lot of attention, and to do that, he high risk trades. Now, if he lowered his risk, he wouldn't get that attention that he so desperately needs. Somebody like Good Boy, a trader like Good Boy, needs to be right on his trades 100% of the time. Now, you know that Good Boy is, it's pretty much impossible to be right 100% of your trades all the time, forever and ever. If that was the case, he'd be a millionaire by this point, and he wouldn't even be on this website. So you can't be right. You can't be right 100% of the time. That's pretty obvious. So what's the point then? If you leave yourself open for total loss, if you know you can't be right 100% of the time. So what happens to Good Boy is if he has a drawdown of anywhere from, or a trade goes against him anywhere from 60 to 100 pips, he's toast. That's a 40% cutoff on the account. Now, you guys may know that his live account or his personal account is still surviving. Basically, I think it's had quite a heavy drawdown hit. Let me check. It says the last time it was updated was 29 minutes ago with a 40% drawdown. So I believe that he still has trades in, and he's still wanting this push up, and he needs a lot more in order for him to get out. So I think he's just waiting it out. As far as I understand, nobody's really heard from Good Boy yet. And Nick even said in the chat here that he hasn't even heard from Good Boy yet. I'm not really sure where he's run off to, if he's embarrassed, if he doesn't want to show his face. But to be honest, that's typical of him. That's what happens, that's what has happened in the past. If you guys are aware, before, I know some of you guys, some of your traders are trading with him, so hopefully that this doesn't affect you. But back on Forex Factory, Good Boy was up 1,200% on his personal account, and he ended up losing that account from a bad trade, and I ended up basically catching him in the act of trying to manipulate his MyFXBook results to show that he had not lost this account. And I posted this on Forex Factory. What happened right after that was he basically banned me from the thread. He banned me from MyFXBook. So I couldn't contact him or anything, or post anything more about him. And nobody heard from him for 2 months, 3 months. And then he came back with this account that you guys are looking at right now, his personal account. So, you know, I've been nice to Good Boy, and I don't, you know, I understand that when you're trading large accounts, large amounts of money, other people's money, it's a stressful thing. So I try not to pick on him too much. But you know, there comes a point where you know it's time to throw in the towel a little bit. And you know, I'm going to continue to not, you know, be really aggressive towards him. But since he doesn't like to display his shortcomings to you guys, I feel like it's a good thing for me to do that for him. I'm very transparent in the way I trade, and if I were to be trading like this for you guys, and if I was trading $100,000 of your money at high risk, I would be involved 100% of the time, telling you what's happening, what I'm doing, where I'm trading, not just have a live stream showing the trades that I'm in. So, yeah. Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, is Good Boy using offering? What you have to ask yourself is Good Boy offering a valid service with value, or is he using other people's money to gamble in the markets in hope to escape with a few bucks? So, okay, so a lot of people have said that Good Boy has some talent. You know, I feel like I'm really good at giving people the benefit of the doubt. And I do feel like Good Boy has some talent, but he abuses it. He abuses that talent, and it's really unfortunate to see that happen. How I say he abuses it is because what knowledge that he has of the market, which I think is decent, he just uses way too much risk, and causes that knowledge that he has to be worthless. So I don't know what you guys' plan is, but I do believe that since most of you started with Good Boy, Nick plainly put out on the table the risks involved, and because of those risks, I think that most of you, that's why you keep giving Good Boy a chance, did use funds that you could afford to lose, and with that being said, that's why you're staying with Good Boy for so long, is because these are funds that you've already accepted to be lost. So if that's what happened, and if that's how you approached it, then good for you guys, and that's fine. That means that if he does end up trading again and losing again, then it's not the end of the world for you. You guys aren't going to be mad. You guys aren't going to chastise Nick or anything else, and this will just eventually disappear, go away. Juggler, nice comment. Has anybody? I don't think anybody's seen a picture of Good Boy, have we? I don't think anybody knows what he looks like. Yeah, guys. I'm not sure how much I should display about Good Boy, but he is a big topic right now, and he has lost 40% twice on the main account, and so I do feel like I can talk about him a bit, at least what I know. I mean, it's been so very cryptic about what I know and what anybody knows about Good Boy. I've been following him for 6 months, about 6 months. Um, and I've seen him in multiple accounts that he's blown, and some of them he's hid, some of them he just deletes and says that he withdrew, and it's I don't find him to be the most honest of people, um, and and that's, I guess, being nice, and he does, when he does talk, he talks big numbers, which he obviously doesn't deliver on. So I guess that's my spiel on Good Boy. I and I and I hope that something gets decided, whether it's to continue or not. That if he does continue, that he does better, that he changes something, maybe his risk. I don't know, but hopefully he's able to make back with the losses that he had. Um, and if he is not going for a third time, then maybe we move on. We just move on and concentrate on the focus of what forexsignals.com is, and that's long-term investing, making profits, not having to worry about your money being withdrawing after making a bunch of profit. A lot of people like the idea of trading high risk and withdrawing the profits. So, for example, making a deposit of $1,000, making 100% on it, withdraw the profits, and then your initial balance, and then you're just dealing with profits at that point. That's such a stressful way to trade, in my opinion, when you don't know if that trader is actually going to make it to 100% before you withdraw. It's a complete gamble. I still find that your chances of profiting at the roulette table are maybe higher, in relation to it, to this type of trading. Now, you guys know that I've done some high risk trading, and I've been doing that on a demo account for a little bit of time now. And honestly, I have a 63% drawdown on this account, but a 79% profit and 11% this week. Now, already, my stats are better than good boys. Even this is just my trading strategy at 13 times the risk. Now, I press that as a very important thing, is that this is 13 times higher risk than what I'm trading on my standard live account, which is $10,000. Now I'm going to show that to you now. So this account that I'm trading at $9,600 is trading at my standard risk level. And this account is trading at 13 times that level. Now, the thing is that 13 times means that if I have a 7% loss, which is what I take typically on my standard account, that it will be a 91% loss on this account because it's 13 times the risk level. And the trades are being copied from that account from my standard account to this account. These are results from July 25th to current date. And you can see that the profit's involved. Now, I don't recommend this. I don't recommend this for trading on my signal. This is only for people that can afford to lose money. And at that point, I don't even think it's worth it. Affording to lose, it's still losing money. It's still going to upset you when you lose that cash, even if it's something that you can afford to lose. It's still not fun. It's not a fun experience living in that kind of stress. So let me come back to the forum. Sorry, the chat. Juggler, yeah, you're right. I agree, Juggler. Like I was saying before, that if he changed his risk profile, he wouldn't be noticed. He'd fit right into the mold of the other good traders, which isn't good enough for him. Honestly, if I could be put in the same category as the other traders like Viper and Gold Star and all those guys, then I would. That's a huge a victory for me, you know. But for Good Boy, that's not enough. He has to exceed all expectations in order to get noticed. And unfortunately, he has not delivered on that yet. Okay, looking. All right, so, whoa, a lot of posts coming in from YouTube already. Joseph Bales says forex education is a scam. Willing to know why? The big institutions will mess you over. They have most of the cash. You don't. Yeah, that's a question in regards to retail forex and also the retail market for purchasing and buying forex products. Now, you're right. Most of the forex products that you buy out there are scams. They make more money off of selling the product than they actually do trading the product. It's very unfortunate, but yes, it is the case. Joseph Bales, yes, you're right. It sounds like you've been, I guess, scammed a couple of times. I went through a phase where I bought hundreds of, maybe even thousands of dollars worth of forex products back many years ago, 8 years ago, when I was first starting out. And yes, I threw a bunch of money away trying to buy scammy products that were full of lies, pretty much. Joseph Bales, you have some. Uh, you're on to a point. When millions of people short, they buy. That's the thing, is that we never know what those institutions will do in the market. Um, and obviously they're the ones that drive that price because they have the millions upon billions of dollars that they're being invested. Um, and so us little guys have no effect on what happens in the market, even if we bought, tons of lots. We're still retail traders. Um, so, yeah, you're right. And so the thing is that it's like we're trying to guess what they're doing, and they're always going to do something different. And so that's why I am a counter trend trader, and that's why I try to think outside the box, do something different. Um, I try not to follow the mold for that reason, because I feel like following the mold is a quick way to having losing trades. Yeah, Joseph Bales. Most people that have been in the forex for a few years have lost money. Thank you, Stephen James, for filling some of the questions in here. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to get into some of my trading now, so we can get a little bit more focus in here. I'm just finishing reading some of the extra comments. All right, so thank you, Armin. Gold Star has a much longer record than me though, at this point. All right, guys, we're going to talk about my trades that I put in. All right, so we have so last night we're going to talk about the position that I entered. I didn't place this trade in the trade ideas below, but I was looking at this move down on the UJ on the 1 hour. Then I entered after I saw this engulfing candle. This is a good engulfing candle for me to take a position. Now it barely made a new low, and it covered the body of the previous candle and closed well above the high, and even broke the high of the previous candle as well. So it closed very strong. A good indication for a stop on the selling on this pair, and a almost like a whipsaw action where it closed positive, showing a potential for more on the upside, where the buyers have entered the market, and with the potential for more on the upside. And that's a pretty powerful candle there. So I took it and went in, and I was looking for just 20 pips profit, and that was hit right about up there. So it took quite a few hours for that to happen, but as you guys know, over the last night the volume was really low on many pairs, even on the surprising pairs like the NZD, because after the news came out with the cash rate, it kind of didn't really move much after that. Eventually, it ended up heading down, which I thought it might. And I, at the same time, was in on the odd CAD. Now the thing was, well, it's moving now. I had a position up here and a position down here. The thing is that my profit was, well, it was right about in this area. I was tired of hanging on to this trade, and so I closed it out at break even. Why? Because it kept doing this. It kept ranging over and over again. And I was in on this trade since Friday of last week. And it was just getting to the point of a little ridiculous that I wanted to cut it out. Now, there are a couple of issues that happened during that course. So I held it through the news, the Kiwi news that came out during this. This was the news trade, the news candle. Now it went up and then it pulled back down. And at this point, when that candle happened, that was the Oanda's rollover. That's when they changed from one day to the next. And every time that happens, there's a massive kick in the spread. So at that point on Oanda, when that candle was happening, I had a 20 to 30 pip spread. So what that means is my two positions up there and down here, and when the candle went to this point, I couldn't close out my trades in profit because of the 20 to 30 pip spread, and this is not an ECN broker. So I wanted to close out for profit. I would have closed out down there, but because of the spread, that means that whatever profit I was having was minus the 20 to 30 pip spread. So I wanted to take about 30 pips profit, but because the spread was so high, it means that I was basically in no profit on my top order. It's just a very unfortunate situation. So I waited a little bit longer and then closed out my trades at this point in the market when it hit that point. It turns out that if it would have held on for a little bit longer, things would have gone in my favor. But it's not the end of the world. I didn't lose any money. I think I lost $1 on this trade, 0.01%. So I'm not sure if you guys lost a little bit more or a little bit less, but most of you should be okay. So technically, I lost 20 pips on this position, on these two positions, the one I had here and the one up here. But since I had risk of 0.1 lots up there and a risk of 0.05, that I lost 20 pips overall, but I came out at basically break even because the risk on the top order was higher. Okay, so that's the story on the odd CAD pair. I did see some other trades that happened. One was the US dollar, Canadian dollar. I'm looking at, in particular, this push down here. And even on this top, it did this. So I saw this bearish candle, and then right after it was a inside or Harami candle, and it bounced up. On the US dollar CAD, or the USD CAD, I would be looking for 20 pips. I usually do on this pair, and I would have just barely hit it with the spread. It would have been about 21 pips or so. It's possible that I might not have been pulled out of this trade with the sufficient profit. It might have been just 1 or 2 pips short. But in theory, it did go about 21.5 pips. I didn't take that position because I was in on the odd CAD at the time. Okay, so the other trade I saw that happened, and I didn't take this one either, was because I was on the odd CAD, so I didn't want to jump in on two Australian dollar pairs at the same time. But this happened, the top of the peak and the bottom, and a sufficient amount of pips in that zone, and a Harami candle, which is pretty great because it's after that big news candle. And then you have a Harami candle. It's clear. It has a big wick on it with the body. It's green, and I knew that. Well, knew is a powerful word, but I had a feeling that this would go up and hit some profit. Now on the odd NZD, I would have taken anywhere from 20 to 30 pips, and it moved up a lot more than that. I probably would have taken 20 on this pair. Yeah. Okay, coming to YouTube, answer some questions. All right, Steve James, thanks for helping some people out here. What's a good pair to look at right now? At the moment, even with the positive news in the U.S., it wasn't positive. That's interesting because forex factory shows as green, and it's showing as red here. Hold on a second. Unemployment claims. So the survey, so this is interesting, guys. The survey on multiple sites is showing that the survey, meaning let me see if I can show you this. So you have the news that came out today, which was the unemployment claims. Now that's not expected for me unless it was drastically different to really change and affect the market in a big way. And you can see the forecast was 272, and the actual was 266. Now, and it shows it as positive on forexfactory.com. But if you go to, this is a better site for me for news. You guys have seen me use it before. You see here, initial job loss claims, same number, 266, but their forecast was 264. So this number was actually the negative. And which is kind of interesting that both of those websites are showing something a little bit different. Now, obviously, I guess the consensus is that it's slightly negative, and people are rolling with that. Now, there's been a lot of selling on the USD lately, and so I guess people are using whatever negative news they can grasp onto to push it even higher. I don't know if this is going to push past this level or not. There is a small level of support and resistance here. So I guess I'd be looking for a candle close above that level. And you can see that this one right now is not quite making that. Which means that if it closes below that level, in my opinion, it could head back down. Okay, so honestly, there's not a lot of good pairs to trade right now. I'm just briefly looking at everything. So if you're a trend trader, I mean, the pound has been taking a huge hit lately, and it just keeps going on pretty much every pair that it's related to. So if you're a trend trader, a pound might be a good idea, but the thing is that I still think that it's dangerous. It could be dangerous because we don't know how long that trend is going to continue for. The best thing to do would be to enter on a retracement, catch the retracement, and then write it back down. Now look for, if you're wanting to do that, look at these levels. So this is a support level, the resistance level. The support level was broken in here. Candles closed below, and it continued. And a retracement, if this were to reverse at this point and head back up, one of these two levels would be hit, potentially. But I would be looking for a retracement back at one of these two support resistance levels. And then if the trend is going to continue, it would likely reverse at one of those points. That's not to say that it won't. It could reverse a lot lower than this level and then continue down, but we just don't know. So for me, no trades. I have no trades in. Nothing really popping out to me. I have no signals at the moment. And I'm not really seeing a whole lot. So what I'm waiting for is a reversal candle of some sort on the pound Japanese yen, either on the 1 hour or the 4 hour. And so I'm looking for this level to be broken before that happens, and to give me some candle or indication. Same thing on the pound, looking for this level to be broken before I take any positions. And the yen, again, down here, I'm waiting for it to potentially break again before I write it back up. Now my position in here already took profit, but I will buy it again if it gives me a sufficient signal. Okay, checking on the Euro Australian dollar, there was a signal. I missed it because I was in on the odd CAD. So this moved down. Harami candle here. Harami candle here. Harami candle here. And an engulfing candle here. You think this is going to move up after that many signals? Every single one, though, pushed up for 20 to 30 pips. 20 to 30 pips. 20 to 30 pips. 20 to 30 pips. And the same thing here. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 unfortunate trades that I missed. I think I might have missed all of those because I was holding on to that odd CAD trade for so long. It just shows me that, you know, I'm going to admit to mistakes sometimes. I held on to that the odd CAD trade too long, and it caused me to miss opportunities in other areas, unfortunately. Now you guys know that I won't take trades that too many on my account, so I don't over risk it, and so it's important for me to protect that. So just in case you guys are wondering, I am still looking at questions. I know it takes me a while to get to them sometimes. Patrick Matthews, hey Ryan, love the stream. Any thoughts on double bottom on the 4-hour UJ? Are you talking about this level being hit? Or this level here? It's not quite a double bottom for me yet. I want to see this bottom level hit on the 4-hour. And I also want to see some kind of reversal candle. All in here, I don't see anything. Not in my arsenal for a pushback up. I'm not showing us a good enough sign here yet. But if I do receive some kind of engulfing candle or inside that looks really good near this level, then that is an indication of a good trade on or to counter this move. And the thing is that since the euro US dollar is correlated to the UJ a lot of the time, that's very likely that this would push down too. That's what happened last night, guys. I spoke to, it's when Nick was online too. Nick was online when I came up about 10 hours ago, and I mentioned right in this area, right in here. Now I didn't get any candles. Actually, I did. Excuse me. There was a Harami candle here. I didn't take that trade though. Because I was in on the UJ, and again, a correlated pair, so I didn't want to be in on both. But I saw that happen. And at the same time, on the 1-hour, on the UJ, I received this engulfing candle. So when I came on last night, I said that the chances of one of these or both of them moving up is very good, because of the cross correlation. And what happened? That push down of 45 pips. And the push up on the UJ, a UJ of 25 pips. Not a big retracement, at least at this point. I mean, it could definitely, well, this could be the resistance point, and this won't break past it and then continue back down. But the thing is that keep an eye on those cross correlated pairs. This give you some hints on what's happening in the market. Look at your correlations. You know, because a lot of times I'll see a lot of the correlated pairs, like U.S. dollar Swiss franc, and the euro U.S. dollar, and the UJ. If all of them are giving me signals in the same direction, that's a pretty powerful thing to maybe take a trade on one of the pairs. And a lot of times I'll pick the most powerful, the most dominant of those pairs. So if I'm getting signals on the US dollar Swiss franc, the UJ, and the euro US dollar, I'm going to take the one that looks the best, but I'm also going to take the one that I know will move the most too. I know that the US dollar Swiss franc, not a huge mover all the time, but it can, as you can see here, it moved quite a bit in this area and in here. But a lot of times it doesn't move quite the same all the time, like the euro US dollar. So I'm going to try to pick the more volatile of the pairs in hopes that I can get my 20 to 30 pips easier. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Look to US CAD, please. Sure. Yeah, I told you I was. This was a signal, and there was entry here for me, and I didn't take it because I was in on other pairs again. It moved up 20 something, 21 pips, and there's potential with my spread that I might have been still in this trade. But nothing there. It's slowly moving up. Pretty good staircase going on here. That's what I like to call it. I mean, it's still, this support level is still holding. It's not looking as pretty in here anymore. The reason why is because we're seeing new higher highs being made, and then this is a higher, a lower high. So we're gonna have to wait and see if this support area is gonna hold. And since this higher high was broken by a lower high, then this could potentially head on its way down. Again, that's not how I trade it. I know you guys are wanting some like advice on what's going on your trades, especially since most of you are trend traders. That's not something that I do anymore. I do dissect the markets to see what's in store, but I'm looking for strong trends and to counter them. So for those of you that want to ask me a question, make sure that you you click my name before writing, just so I know that it's directed towards me, because otherwise I might just skip over it. Yeah, sure. Kirash, are you in a euro pound trade right now? So, as I told you before, I don't trade this pair because it's too ranging. And we have received some inside candles, and it's been kind of ignoring those. There's been quite a few of them. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to point these out. One here. Bearish engulfing. Sorry, bearish Arami. That's not one. Here's one. This is one as well. Here. And that's it. And this keeps moving up. Now, there's a problem with this pair. The big problem with this pair is when and I used to trade this pair a lot, and I know quite a bit about this pair as well. And the thing is that it's so heavily driven by the pound, especially since the Brexit has happened in prior and leading up to it. For about a year now, it's been heavily driven by the pound. So why not trade the pound instead if you're trading this pair, since it's so involved and tied into that. And when the pound is falling, this is going up in a big way as well. And right now, because it's not as volatile as a pair as the pound, you're getting a lot of missed signals, in my opinion. Like right here with the price action. It's one reason why I don't do price action on this pair is because it's not volatile enough to get the retracements that I need. For example, like this one. Yes, we got a retracement, but it's super, super small and not big enough. That retracement was 10 pips. So if you're looking for 10 pips on your trades using my method, then you might get it. But right now, at this given moment, it is ignoring a lot of price action and just heading straight up, and that's being driven by the pound and potentially the euro as well. But I think that the pound is the one that's driving the price at the moment because it's been moving so heavily down. When the pound is moving down or the pound is losing value, then the euro pound is heading up. So when one is going down, the other one's going up, or vice versa. So you're in a sell. Where'd you enter? So if I can give you some tips. There has been a lot of Harami candles. But like I said before, this pair isn't going to follow price action very well because it is so heavily manipulated by the euro and the pound. That I would, since instead of going to the pair that's riding on top of those, why not pick one or the other, euro US dollar or the pound US dollar? They follow price action a little bit better than this pair does. So if you're talking about levels now, you're not looking great here. Whatever the resistance that you received from that previous level in here, right now it's not looking amazing because it's kind of starting to break through that level. If I were hoping, I would hope that for close below that level, and as you can see, if you look at that level closely, the line that I marked, and now I'm just covering the bodies of the candles, you'll see this. Look at this. So a breakthrough right there, a bounce above, wicks this line that I made just because of that previous level is showing that there's not enough selling pressure to push that back down, at least at this point, because of those wicks. So it tried to push down, and it couldn't break the body of the candle, couldn't break that line, and then this candle happened, giving people or a more of an indication that there could be more on the buying side. Just not enough sellers in this pair yet. I hope that you survive. Let's see if I can. What's the next level? Oh, geez, it looks like it's really far back. Okay. Your next level of resistance is back from August. Is that August of last year? Oh, whoa, August of 2017? Shoot. So it's made new highs after a long time. That's a 50 pip. It's currently 50 pips from its next resistance point. Was from 2 years back. So crossing my fingers for you, buddy. Okay. You entered at 86,039. It's definitely overbought. You're right, Crash. But Um, we need some kind of indication. Just because it's overbought doesn't mean that we can just sell the market right away. We need some other indication or confirmation that it's going to start to sell. And my hints I always get are with the candlesticks. I look at the candlesticks to get some kind of indication for a reversal, that a reversal is happening. Yeah, a Harami candle is very similar to an inside bar. I know that the Harami candles can be a little bit, the definition of them can be a little different. Some people call the body of the candle, if the body of the candle stays inside, then that is considered a Harami candle as well. Sorry, my show video, there it is. So yeah, a body of the candle is inside. That some people consider that a Harami candle. It doesn't matter if the wicks are outside that candle. But for me, my definition or how I like to use it is the whole candle inside. I write down everything Ryan says. Everything. Potter, I don't think you even needed advice. It sounds like you've got things under control. Now, I had some people asking me, actually before I get into that, somebody wants me to check the pounds Swiss franc. I will do that. Not a pair that I like to trade much. At least not yet. That might change. Yeah, I guess it shows because I can't find it. All right. Well, let me check. Are you, Andrew? Uh, are you long or short on this pair? Okay, you're long. Okay, so I saw this candle. Now this is kind of a sloppy inside candle. It did break the top of the previous, um, and I'm not sure how much it moved. Only 12 pips. The thing with this pair is that it's not very volatile because it's connected to the as volatile as other pound pairs. At least this from my understanding. Well, it's still pretty volatile. But yeah, this sloppy inside candle didn't get the bounce we needed. There was one here as well, also. This one was an engulfing candle, also sloppy, but so yeah, so I see two. That one didn't work, and this one didn't work. So if I were trading this, it'd be an 80 pips drawdown right now, which isn't bad. It's not bad. But where is the low? Where's the support resistance area? So I'm going to mark where the market currently is. Okay, so I see. All right, so yeah, I would definitely be looking at that level as a potential another zone for buying. So I would be in here, and then I would probably re-enter on the third trade there. Now the level that I marked on the 4-hour, that's a pretty strong level. It could bounce from there, and I hope it does for your case if you're in that trade. So you can see it there. So I'd be looking to maybe set a pending order here, or if not a pending order, be looking at this line to see if the candle closes below it. And if the candle closes below it, then it could push farther down. And at that point, maybe you should look for candle hints for a possible reverse back up. Now, the reason why I'm very I'd be very hesitant about this level is because the pound is still pushing really heavily down. That I'm really, even though this is a good support level, I'm just not sure if it's going to hold. So watch. You could set a pending order. Option 1. Option 2. Wait to see if the candle closes above the line or below it. And so I would wait to see when that happens. And if it closes above, if there's like a wick or something like that, then it could be a good indication that there could be some bounce there. All right. I notice there is no longer a dislike on the trade ideas. Only I comment. Eldred, yeah. I read some of that with Nick this morning. He said that there has been since the competition was put in place, there's been more dislikes than likes. And it was becoming part of kind of an issue. And we realized a lot of the ones in the chat that were chatting with Nick that it wasn't really necessary to have a dislike button. You can choose to either like it or not, and that should be good enough. So I think it was a good change. Thanks for the compliments, guys. It's nice of you. Okay, going to YouTube. Sorry, guys, I've been neglecting you. I'm catching up here. Slow week for markets. Yes, you couldn't be more right. Some pairs have been moving. Pound, Australian dollar, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else has really been moving that much. It's been a slow week, and I'm lucky to have pulled out. Hold on a second. So this is my current stats on my signal, and I'm over 10% now. And this week I've pulled 0.73%. Now I told you guys that a good day for me, a really good day where I'm happy, is 0.20%. So just under a 0.25%. And considering how slow this week has been, I'm really happy with the 0.73%. Now last week I also had a very good week, even with a little bit more volatility, and I think it was just under 1%. We still have 2 more days left. I'm not seeing a lot of action going on today with trades, so I don't know if I'm going to have any more. But so far this week I'm pretty happy about. So I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to talk real briefly, and at the end I'll do the same, about the promotion. Now some of you YouTubers I don't think I've seen before, and I have a special promotion going on through forexsignals.com to copy my signals for free. So it's basically an EA through SimpleTrader.net. You put an EA on, you sign up for free, and they send you an EA to attach to your MetaTrader, and that EA will copy all the trades that I take. And so I'm going to send that link to you so you can check out the thread that was posted there. It tells a short bio about me and my trading, and how you can get the signals for 2 months for free. I'm here because of Good Boy. So John, or I can't, Melvin. Yeah, well, I commented earlier on Good Boy early in the stream, so I wasn't talking about Good Boy the whole freaking time. But yeah, my comments were about, I talked about him for about 15 minutes or so earlier this in the stream, and where he bought, why he bought, what the mistakes he made, all that kind of stuff. As a trader, and I can see where he's trading, I understand what he's doing, how he's trading, even without him telling me what his strategy is. And so I pointed that out, and what he did, and what potentially he could do next time to, I guess, to get out of this mess. Which honestly is just taking less risk. What to do with the pound USD right now? Pound pairs, guys, they're tricky. I'm looking to see if I see any kind of indication for some reversals in the pounds yet. I'm not. There was this one that I did take, engulfing candle, after a big push down. That I took 30 pips on. And it was about 35 minutes that it hit that level. It was really fast. That's the last time I saw anything on the pound. Other than that, I'm not ready to take any positions on the long side. And the thing is that the trend has been going on too long as well, and so I'm not going to take any trend trades either. And so I'm staying away from pound pairs at the moment. I entered pound at 3079. Okay, I'm going to mark your position real fast. Okay, so you entered right about there. Are you selling? That would be a great place to sell if you were selling. But if you're buying, then yeah, it's a rough go right now. Yeah, so you bought there. Why did you buy there? Just curious. Was there something that showed you that it was going to reverse there? Okay. What's going on here? Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Looks like my FX book news keeps popping up about the gas storage, and I'm not sure why it keeps repeatedly popping up. My FX book sometimes. Okay. So looking at YouTube, I marked your level. Do I think it's going to bounce up? I don't know. Your level is pretty deep right now. You're in about 100 pips drawdown. If I were looking to level trade, I'd be looking at scrolling back. I'd be looking there, and I'll pick another level for you to see. Jeez, I think it's way back. So we're back in August of last year, I think. It's making new lows. Dear Betsy, well, that's the last little level that I see. If it doesn't bounce at this level, I don't know. I don't know what will happen next. But there is a 186 pip difference between those levels. But this is pretty much the bottom line. If it doesn't reverse there and it breaks through, then you are potentially in some trouble, because at that point, this is unknown territory if it passes through. And it could go far, way past it, or it could jump. We don't know at that point. It's a lot harder to tell. We don't have any hints at that point. There's no prior level showing us support or resistance. Like I was scrolling back, like you saw. Oh, geez, there's so many questions on YouTube. I might not be able to answer everybody's. Hi Ryan, I'm new to the stream. Do you look at weekly or daily charts to get an idea of current trend, or just stick to the 4 hour, 4 hour and 1 hour? I don't need the other time frames. I don't need any other time frames other than the 1 hour and 4 hour. Those to me are the most important time frames. The daily it's too big. The daily is too big for me to really see much of anything. The 5, 15, 30 minute, too small to really see anything. So for me, the 1 hour, and if I'm having trouble trying to spot the trend, if I want to make sure, then I'm going to look at the 4 hour. That's for me. Some people like what they see on the 15 minute. I know Good Boy used to trade on the 5, at least the 5 minute, as far as I understand. Random gaming. Yes, free kangaroos for everyone for 2 months. So the thing is that sucks is I know you guys want me to tell you good news about your trades that you're in, and it's kind of sad because I can't be the bringer of good news. Most of the time when you come to me saying, I don't know what's happening, or can you give me insight into what's happening on this specific pair? And most of the time you want insight because you're in a trade on it and it's going against you. You wouldn't want insight from me if you're in a positive trade most of the time and saying that I want to know where to take my profit. That's not usually the case. Um, so if you're in a negative trade, usually that's not a good sign. um, and the same thing happens to me. You know, we all have negative trades, but it comes to a point where we need to decide where to cut those losses. Now let's take, for example, let's talk a little bit about money management. So one of the guys here said that he entered a trade at 30718 and is currently still holding it, hoping for a bounce back up. Now, if he's not in a basket trade, then he just has this one position, and it's going against him, or he or she, and he or she needs another level, whether it be there or whether it be the one below here. Down here, in order to try to get out of this position in a better way, you can't just hope and pray that the pound US dollar is going to magically go back up to this level. That's a 100 pip jump back up. But let's say that you entered there and you entered here and it decided that it was going to bounce up. Now you're in a much better position because you only need a retracement back up here to come out at break even. Now, a lot of people are just haven't heard of basket trading. The reason why is because nobody talks about it. It's because it's one of the few things that helps a trader to stay profitable if he or she has a negative trade. I'm not saying basket trading is the only way because that's not true. There are other ways to trade, but this whole idea of cutting your losses short and letting your profits ride is a complete myth. Whoever wrote that, it's good in theory. It's a good idea in theory, but honestly, the market doesn't act that way. I find very few people that are profitable trading like that. So yeah, again, guys, you have to decide if it's worth holding on to your negative trade. When do you cut it? Well, you should be basing that. This is what I do. I base it off of my average monthly profit. So if I'm profiting anywhere from 3 to 5% per month, then I want my loss to be in relation to that profit amount. Now I base it off of percents. That's just my type of thing. A lot of other people do it off of pip loss, things like that, stop loss. Since I do it off of percents, so I'm looking for 3 to 5% per month. That's my average without any losses. Now, if I do have a loss, my cutoff is 7%, and I understand that I need 4 to 6 weeks on average to make that loss back. And 4 to 6 weeks is 6 weeks that being the longest and 4 being the shortest. Now, if you look at my current account and where it is, my loss happened on the 12th. So we're just at about a month now. And I am very close to where I was. My highest was 12.26%. So right now I'm 2% down. And I've been averaging, last week I hit just under 1%, and this week I'm at 0.73. So from the stats I told you, 4 to 6 weeks, and I've been saying that ever since before I even had this loss and I started this stream, that I would make the loss back in 4 to 6 weeks. And now we're in my 4th week, and I could make this back, and I'm probably likely going to make this back in about 6 weeks. That is on average. Now, if I have decent week next week and the one after, then I should be pretty close. That is if I don't have another loss. Now, if I have another loss, and you're looking at this, it will be a 7%. Now, it will be slightly under that point that you see there. 2% under that. And then I have a lot more. I'll need another 4 to 6 weeks, unfortunately, to bounce back. Now you can see my history prior to that, since April. I hadn't had any losses. Now that's April, May, June, July. That's 3 months without any losses in that bracket. Now, if I can go 3 months without having a loss, even 3 months, then that's still very profitable. So I go 3 months loss, 3 months loss, and that is what I'm hoping to do. Now, a lot of you say that you never know when this loss is going to happen. That's true. I don't know when that loss is going to happen. I play my trades. I play them the best I can. I look support resistance. I look for entries. I look to minimize the drawdown as much as possible. I look at price action. I look at the fundamentals. And so the discretion involved is where the power lies in trading. Now, I may not have said that a couple of years ago, but I understand that discretion is one of those golden rules. Yeah, a lot of people say it's money management and risk management. Those are very important, and I agree. But discretion is right up there with it. You have to know what you have to practice and understand where good choices need to be in place in the market, and you have to have enough knowledge in multiple areas. It can't just be in price action. It can't just be in the fundamentals. It can't be just about money management. It has to be a full package. You have to have a good understanding to have the correct discretion. Because if you don't, then you could be making bad decisions, and you will have these losses a lot. Now, losses happen. It's totally understandable. They are part of the game. And I'm not counting out having another loss at any point. But my hope is that my discretion will save me from making bad trades like this. Or, not making bad trades, but trades going against me. Well, guys, don't tell him to close his trade. If he's in on YouTube, if this guy's in on the pound, let him make his own choice. I think it's important for us to not make choices based off of what other people are saying. Just because I'm telling you that this is a wise choice to close it out or not, I never said that. I never said to close out this trade. I'm not going to make that decision for you. It's not my place to do that. And others of you that are saying to close it out, I don't think that's a wise decision as well. You don't want to try to change somebody's mind, because then they will look back on it and saying, well, if I would have held on to it, if I didn't listen to that jackass, then I wouldn't have lost all this money. Or you might be grateful for that person. Oh, I'm so glad that I listened to those people and it worked out. But the thing is that you have a 50% chance of that happening. And I still think that in the end that it should be you that makes that decision. And sometimes we have to lose money in order for us to learn from our mistakes. I really wish that wasn't the case. And unfortunately, most people starting out in trading fall into that trap. In trading, hoping isn't allowed. I like to believe that statement, although I still use hoping, because in the end we still need luck in trading. Like I say, discretion. I talk about discretion, money management. A lot of those things are the golden rule, but they're still educated guesses. There's no way that we have a sure way of profiting in the market. So the hope is still involved. But the thing is that how much are you using hope? How much are you hoping? Is it Do you have enough of the knowledge base behind what you're hoping for, or is it just blind hope? So I guess is it blind hope, or is it I don't know if educated hope is it, but a thought out hope. Um, you know, I guess it could be the same thing with faith. Uh, Having faith into something, but you got to have the facts first, right? Before you can have faith in something. Otherwise, it's just a blind faith, and it's not valuable. At least that's how I look at it. Okay, going back to forexsignals.com. Sorry, guys, I don't if you've asked some questions. It doesn't look like. Oh shoot, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Blame FX. Hi, how's it going? I'm just now seeing that post. That was a good 30 minutes ago. Ryan, would you like to take over from Good Boy FX, and could you save the account? Ooh, that's an interesting thought, man. I haven't thought about that. Uh, well, it's the same thing I was just talking about. If you're still watching, hopefully, I didn't bore you to tears. But the same thing I was talking about with my trading. Now, you guys saw this 13 times risk, right? Well, the thing is that if I have this happen again, a 7% loss, if that happens, then this account, that is if the 40% cutoff was removed, if the 40% cutoff was removed, then I would lose the entire account if I just happen to have another loss. Now, is that a risk that these people would be willing to take? Honestly, it's the same risk that they're taking with Good Boy. So maybe what's the difference? Yeah, he's lost 2 times, and I haven't lost since the 25th on this, at least on this demo account, copying trades from my main account, and I've made 80%. That's still that same risk still is involved. And so if Nick decided he asked me to take over that account, I'm not sure if I would say yes or no at this point. I'd have to think about it. But if I happen to say yes, I would. I would tell Nick that I would want to have 100% involvement in it. None of this. Nick trying to explain Good Boy and how he trades and his strategy and his risk involved. I would let you guys know exactly what you're in for, what the risk is, what you could lose, what the potential of it is. That loss can happen at any time, and that it's dependent upon my discretion, my strategy, how I approach the news. I guess me as a trader. But the thing is that could happen at any time. It's the fundamental aspect or idea behind high risk trading is that the entire account is typically at risk. Juggler, yes, I do need a secretary. The secretary could read off the questions to me that people ask so I could talk and answer questions. Justin Bieber, it's like, are you in the Outback or something? Or do you live in Australia? Because it seems to me that you have a bit of an obsession with kangaroos, but respect there. I got any good resources on some of the theory behind basket trading. Uh, you can look up some if you search basket trading, forex trading online. A lot of different things will come up. There's different techniques. A lot of people consider basket trading grid trading as well. Um, or what is it? There's a bunch of other names for it as well. I just can't think of it. Oh, scaling in is another one. Martingaling is another. There's so many different ideas behind it. So if you look it up, I think for some just general knowledge of it, you'll get a lot of different aspects. But there isn't some special area that I can point you to for basket trading because it's a very general term and people take it in multiple ways. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna post some stuff here, guys. Since people are asking about posting my FX book. Okay, so I'm gonna post. I know this is being displayed in the chat, but I'm gonna display the free 2 month signals, which end tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day to take advantage of the 2 months, and then I'm taking down that link, and you won't be able to get the free 2 months anymore. So I'm posting that, and then I'll post my stats page as well. Now I'm going to tell you guys how to use this again. You can see all of my accounts at the bottom of the page. So copy and paste in the. All right. So yeah, you'll see my stats from my current account. Now if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see all my other accounts over the last 15 months. You'll see the pullback 13 times risk at Forex Broker Inc. Sorry. Oh wait, I did attach my account. I thought I didn't attach that. Oh, this account needs to be removed because it hasn't been updated for a while. Okay, so yeah, guys, I have a live account that I'm not showing yet. That's being taken at 13 times the risk, but I've been having a little bit of trouble trying to copy my trades to it. So I've been taking the manual trades at 13 times the risk level. Right now I'm up to 12.5%, and it's been only about 10 days. So I will keep you posted on that. But right now I just have the demo account that's running at the 13 times risk level that you can check out. But keep in mind that looking at my stats, you can see all the different accounts below. So I'm going to post that now on YouTube. And I'll post my free 2 months again as well, just in case some of you guys missed that. Remember, today and tomorrow are the last days for that promotion. Now, for those of you looking at my my FX book, I hope that you're not confused. This account was opened on, it's 50-to-1 leverage, and it was opened on the April 7th. All right. Now you can see why do I have so many accounts? Because I've been with so many brokers. I've been screwed over by so many brokers, and I know when they're messing with me, as well. That I've had to jump ship a lot. First account was at Belfour FX. This account, main Shiloh, was for a account that I traded for a company in Houston. Total balance on that one was $466,000 that I was trading. There's a big long story. I've said it before of why I'm not trading that anymore. It's not because I lost. It's because the company in Houston was scammed by the broker. The broker went scam and ran with 500K. Long story short, I'll get into it more later at some point. Then I went to my personal account, which was at Forex Broker Inc. And then I went to ATC Brokers. Unfortunately, I was only with him for a little bit, and I did have a losing month, and I was making it back, got it back to minus to 1.63%. before I can make the total back, ATC brokers went bankrupt, unfortunately. My account was forced to FXCM, and I had 2 accounts there before I moved. They were doing some manipulation on the price. I made 1.87% about on FXCM before I moved over to Oanda, and that's where I am now. Okay. Yeah, guys, be careful with your MyFX books. I think the word is getting out that MyFX book uh, stats can be manipulated through a white label. So, like for example, forex.com could have another link or something like that. So forex.net, but it's acting like forex.com, and they use a broker. They make up the broker. They make up an MT4, give it a server, and all that kind of stuff, and they can manipulate the results. I mean, that's just a short way of putting it. But yeah, they results can be manipulated and changed through MT4. You're not completely safe on stats on MT4. You're not completely safe on any stat tracker, to be honest. But look at their trades. Look at their previous history. If are they locking out their results? Can you see their history? Can you see their open trades? If they're locking out all of those things, they have something to hide. That's my opinion. I like to show everything because I have nothing to hide. Ryan, demo is for losers. We are waiting for the truly live account. I will show it. I might attach it next week. But the thing is that I don't. The thing is that crash. I don't want. What I'm worried about high risk trading. I don't want it to take away from my standard trading. I want people to come to my standard trading, and I don't want them to get all googly-eyed about 13 times risk and 30% profits in a week. Yeah, that's awesome, but that's not what trading forex trading should be. It shouldn't be about how much profit somebody makes. It should be how well somebody protects their profit. How good are they at protecting their profit? Not how. Not it's not. It shouldn't be about how much they're making. So I may show that at some point. The reason why I want to wait for a little bit longer, I want to make sure that I've got all the quirks out of it. I want to make sure that I don't happen to lose the account. But I can show you what it looks like at least. This is the account. It's just $1,000. I started with 1K. There's a small credit bonus from Forex Broker Inc. You can see that it's a live account at the top. It says Forex Broker Main, and you see that I've made 12.6% on this account. Now the thing is that this is not copying trades. Yes, I have a copy software up here. It's not copying trades from my main account. I've been having trouble trying to get it to copy trades. I've missed out on some trades because of that. This account should be more like 20% because of the trades I've missed out on. That's okay. I'm not complaining about it. I just need to get some things worked out. Again, that's why I haven't posted the account. And that 12.6% was since I think the 30th of last month. So it's like 12 days. Ryan, how do they know that they screwed you? Are you talking about the company in Houston? They didn't screw me. They just let me go. They tried to withdraw $500,000. The broker decided that they weren't going to send the money. The broker was unregulated, so they ended up just running with the money. Knew that my boss wasn't going to be able to track them down, and long story short, they lost that money. You can't stick law enforcement on a company that you can't find. That's the thing, Potter, is that I know I'm a little bit delayed, but you don't know where their freaking door is. You can never find it. Yep, there. Thanks. Yep, Sage FX, you're on it. Okay. Your YouTube, I'm coming back to you guys. Whoa, lots of stuff going on here. Okay. Uh, Watcher, I mean, there's no need to, I guess, harass uh, the other traders. I try not to do the same thing. You know, sometimes it's hard. It's hard not to. Um, but the bottom line is that none of us have the answers to everything. I'm constantly learning, just like you are. Uh, Watcher says you're coming here asking for advice means that your trading system is flawed. You should have a set rule, have a set of rules based on a strategy and just execute. He or she then says you have to backtest your system, and if in the long run it is profitable, then test it with the demo account. And then if you have proof that the system is profitable, you trade with real money. That's something that you can do. Testing doesn't always, you know, fix everything. It gives you insight, yes. I mean, that's a lot of reason why I do back testing. I have made EAs to help with that as well. But yeah, I do recommend that people demo trade for a month, for 3 months. So backtest, see if the strategy has potential. All right, backtest for a year, maybe two, and then if the backtest looks pretty good, then you demo trade, forward testing, 3 months, 3 to 6 months, and then see how it goes, and then make your judgment after that if you want to start with real money. Yeah, it's a process, guys. You got to do some research in order to really find an edge in the market. But you gotta also have to remove. Keep in mind, Watcher, that the market's constantly changing, and just because the strategy is working now, does not mean that it will continue to work in the future. That's also a myth. That if a strategy is back tested really well for the last 5 years, it means that it's a really good strategy and it's going to continue to work. That's not true. We have to adapt. We have to adapt to the changes that we receive, and hopefully it does. When the market does change, it's not total disaster for us. We have to be on our toes, and we have to adjust quickly enough. But if we can't be wigged out, it's very tricky, because if we start losing, let's say for example I start losing on my account. So if I start losing, then the first thing I'm going to think is, maybe it's because it's a bad trade. Now, if I lose soon after, then I'll start thinking, maybe it's because I'm spending too much time in the stream, doing the stream every day. Or maybe it's because I'm distracted. And then if I think that wasn't the problem, then I might think, well, maybe it's my system. Maybe the market is changing, and what I'm doing isn't quite working as well anymore. Now, I have to take all of these things into consideration and make a decision. Which one of these factors is it? So I've already told everybody that if I have another loss, or a couple more losses that put me into negative territory, then I'm going to start reevaluating where my focus should be. If my focus is too much on the stream, am I being overloaded? Is my judgment being clouded by other traders? the focus of me is to protect what you see here. The focus for me is to protect this $9,600. That is straight profit. I have no balance in that money. That's money that I can withdraw and it's straight profit. That is what I wanted to protect. And that's the focus for me. The focus isn't hoping that someday I'm going to, Nick will take me on as one of the VIP members. That would be great, yeah. It's not about doing this stream, although I like helping you guys and putting you in the right direction. But the focus for me, definitely underlining, is this money and keeping that in check. And if I see that suffering, then I'm going to start cutting things out. And unfortunately, you guys might have to be one of those if that happens. And I apologize in advance if that is the case. Now, my hope is, using the word hope, is that I won't have another loss for a while. But I'm just going to have to play it out. I can play my trades as I do, keeping my rule base, watching the news, hoping not to get caught in some big news dive up or down, and playing my trades as smart as I can, as smart as I know how. But again, it's important to stay focused in trading. And once that focus breaks, things can happen. You guys have already seen it with somebody like Kilimanjaro. That's a trader that I've seen him change his strategy a lot over the course of time. He could be modifying it to try to beat the market because his strategy wasn't working quite as well before, or he could just be trying new things to see if he can squeeze more profit out in general. So it's that kind of idea that we're constantly changing, and we need to drop some things, add some things. But if our tables are too loaded, then yeah, it's not a good sign. All right, so going back to the stats here, or the chat. Looking at this Robinhood guy. Looks pretty good. Really don't understand why. So this is what they're showing in the forex, forexsignals.com. And if I were to dissect, the first thing I'm looking at, looking at the profit. Then I'm looking at the drawdown, or the monthly, and the drawdown. I'm looking at the equity and the balance. Looking at the balance as well, I see that he's trading a substantial account. I see it's real. I see the leverage 400 to 1. But there's something that frustrates me. Why do people not show their open trades? I don't understand it, and it kind of pisses me off. What's the point of hiding the open trades? Is it because they're so protective of their strategy? They think that people are going to copy? That's such bullcrap, because you need so much more to know how to trade like this person. You can't just look at their you can get some ideas by looking at their open trades, but honestly, you're going to get more ideas by looking at their closed trades to see what they're doing, see if they're entering at support resistance levels, if they're basket trading or not. But what's with the open trades being blocked out, or that are private? So that's frustrating to me sometimes when I see that with traders. Maybe it's because I like transparency, or that's just who I am. But I don't get it. Okay, so Jacob, you are here. So I wasn't sure if this was some other guy's account, so hopefully I didn't offend you. But yeah, maybe you have a reason. Maybe you have a reason, Jacob FX, for not showing your open trades. But your stats look good. From what I could see, your drawdown was low, your profit was good. And I also like the title. I like the title of your stats as well on your page. It looks like you have some pretty good history as well on some of your other accounts. It's good for you, man. Good for you. Jacob FX, maybe you can explain to the group since I hit on it, why you kept the open trades private. Because there's probably some reason, and maybe. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm still checking this out. Okay. Okay. Well, thanks, Jacob, for putting the open trades. I was just wondering uh, why they were locked in the first place. A lot of times, I feel like the traders do it to protect their strategy or something like that. Yeah, thanks for doing that, Jacob FX, so people can check it out. Let's see. So let's check out the trades one more time before we go, since that's what people are really watching my stream for anyway. Um, see if there's anything that I see that's come up. I'm checking 1 hour and 4 hour on my main pairs. Still not seeing any reversal on the pound pairs yet. It's still looking definitely on the downside. Nothing is moving right now. Everything is pretty much dead, and that really sucks. Well, the pound CAD is really going. I mean, that's a huge drop on the pound CAD. Looking at 600, almost 700 pips since the third. Yikes! And we didn't have any reversal candles showing us to counter this move. Not even in here, in this area. Nothing in here. Let's see if it's going to be hitting. It's already the next big level. Same thing on the pound US dollar is there, and it's approaching. If you were to ask me, and if I were to guess, from a guess point of view, I would think that it would break that level down here eventually over time. A guess. That's just a guess, though. Probably not very beneficial to anybody. So don't take my word on it and say, oh, Ryan says that he thinks it's going to go past this level. That means that it doesn't mean that you should just buy right there. Don't do that. You got to have some other indication that this is going to be on more on the downside. And honestly, the biggest thing that's causing that is all the problems in the UK that they're facing after the Brexit. Okay, coming to YouTube. Thank you, Watcher, for your clarification. That's true. So Watcher says, true market conditions do change. About the coming here for advice. I hope my message didn't come over too aggressive. I don't want to harass anyone. I find it okay to come and ask for opinions on a new strategy you want to build, but asking for a live trading account shows that you aren't sure about your system. My advice is to re-educate yourself more and don't spend your hard-earned money on something you have no confidence in. That's some good advice. Watcher, it's I have always, although this is not how you've acted, but I'm always very defensive if I see traders getting attacked, um, and that didn't really happen here, but in the past I'm talking about. And because it's no traders like to be attacked, and it just becomes a mess because every trader thinks that they know better than the other, um, and uh, and it becomes a worthless amount of time. Nobody learns anything from the experience if that happens, and so even though that didn't get there, obviously I just didn't want it to. But what you've offered here is some good advice. You want to be sure about what you're trading, what system you're trading. The thing is that most people will bounce around system to system, and not spend enough time figuring out what the system is, how it trades, and what it does, what it's trying to capture. So most people will just trade the system, and they'll read a manual, look for this, look for that. But usually those manuals that when you buy something or you find a system or something, they don't describe what it's trying to achieve in the system. What are these indicators that it's using? What are they based off of? Is this indicator a custom indicator that was brought on by the MACD or the stochastic? So you can understand better of why these things are why the system is trading the way it is. And so having a full understanding of what you're trading is very important, because I don't feel like you'll get very far in trading if you don't do that. It's the same thing I had the problem with. It was more about just buy here, sell there, instead of what am I doing here. And because of that, I kept jumping from system to system, trying to find some kind of magic tool where I could just buy and sell, but not really understand fully of what the market was doing. So yeah, I do recommend doing research on the systems that you're doing and fully understand why it's bad and why it's good. And a lot of times what helps is knowing what the indicators are doing, what they're based on, what they're meant to try to achieve in the market. Yes, thanks for your clarification, Watcher. Okay, I think we're gonna end soon, guys. Get a little tired. Keep it up, Jacob FX. I hope that you can keep up the results. Hi, Wings FX, and Fan Focus as well. So again, guys, I think that's going to be it for me today. I've been going for about 2 hours. I want to press that again. My signals are 2 months for free, and that ends tomorrow. And tomorrow's the last day to get that. And I think I've sent the promo page a few times, but for the new guys, I'll post it again. And then I'll post it again on the YouTube page. So again, read that. You can read that thread there and get some information about me. You can also see my MyFX book history on that same page. And I hope that as many of you guys can take advantage of those 2 months. And then I don't know what's going to happen after that. I don't know if I'll offer another promotion or not at some point. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of the week. I'm going to be on again tomorrow. Let's see, Friday. Actually, no, I might. Yeah, I think I will be on tomorrow. It's going to be short. It will be short though. I'm in a different location tomorrow, and I'm not sure how good the internet is, if it's going to be quiet enough. But if I do do the live stream, it would only be for about 20 to 30 minutes. So I'll just cover my trades and take a couple questions, and that'll be it. All right, I'm checking for last minute questions on the YouTube. You're welcome. Whoa, okay. So, pre-solution 90. I'm not sure if you've been in my streams before. Why sell your signals? You are a barely positive trader. You don't like people attacking traders? You lose people money. That's attacking traders. That's interesting. I'm barely positive. It's a little bit surprising that you'd say that. So, I don't want to pat myself on the back, and I try not to do it that often. But if you look on my FX book accounts, you'll see I started back in April 13th of 2015, 93%. Okay. Now and I can show you. I can show you on the stats. I withdrew all of my money. Okay. Now I moved over to my personal account at Forex Broker Inc. You can see it's a real account. You can see the profit, 70%. And you also see I withdrew my account. $17,428 to be exact at that point. Okay, now moving on to my next account, ATC Live. Yeah, this one that says 1.63%. And negative. Yeah, I had a loss. Made that back. And when they went bankrupt, I was in a negative of 1.63%. Unfortunately, I couldn't keep that account positive because of the loss, but I made most of it back, and then I moved over to FXCM. I made a 0.8% there. And if you look the same thing, I withdrew my money. I forgot to show that on the ATC account, but that's a test account. The ATC account, I also withdrew my funds. And then after FXCM, I moved to another FXCM and withdrew those funds as well. As you can see here, 12,142. Then I moved over to Oanda. Where is my Oanda account? Oh, I'm on it right now. And you can see that I have, it was $12,000, and then I withdrew some of that, and so now I'm at 9,600. And that's where I currently lie. So I'm not really sure why you were saying, okay, that's fine. That's fine if you I don't mind some questions in regards to that. 11K, haha, you have been trading 10 years. I'm not really sure, pre-solution, but you should understand that it takes a long time sometimes for traders to become profitable. It took me 10 years to become profitable. I mean, is that such a bad thing? Yeah, it took me a long time, but eventually I did find that point. And it's because I had the wrong idea about trading. I was doing high risk. I lost money in the beginning. I had to reteach myself all the correct rules. And so I don't understand why you'd be harassing me about the 10 years. Are you saying that you magically are a trading genius after a 1 year of trading? That's very unlikely. Yes, it has happened, but it's not something that is typical. So okay, so pre-solution, tell us what you've done. Are you trading $1 million? Do you have all the answers? If so, then give them to us. What are you holding back? Uh, because if because I know I don't have all the answers, and I know that you don't, and there's no way that you could prove that. So why harass me or harass other people? What's the point of that? No, it's fine. I don't have to. I can't ignore the trolls. It's just it's very frustrating when people come in saying that they know everything when I'm clearly saying that I don't. Okay. So, yes, Cash of that I agree. 10 years is better than not reaching the point of green zone. Yes, Kashev, this is a guy on YouTube that's kind of being a troll. Okay, yeah, I can show you guys this direct link. That's good. That's a good idea. So you guys can follow. Oh, thank you. Thanks somebody for. Wait, is that the same link? Yeah. So that link is the same. That link is also being posted at the same time that this stream is running. And so I'm not sure how the YouTubers find my page, but I think it's advertised on YouTube when I start the stream. Yeah, Jake, it's true. The trolls are everywhere. That's a lot of times problems with forex traders is that a lot of times they think that they know everything, and so that's why you get a lot of trolls in this world. Uh, do you have more? That's hard. It's hard to say. I explained it earlier. What happened with Good Boy? He did close some trades out for break even, and honestly, I thought it was a bit of a mistake, but it was a hard call because he didn't have a lot of margin at that point. I probably would have left them in the for to hold on to that bit of a retracement, but he didn't get that. He pulled his trades, and I think he needed them to close out at break even. It would have retraced just barely enough for him to get out at break even, I believe. Wait, Zini, we're sorry, but due to high volume of requests for new trading accounts, we temporarily restrict new signings. What is this in regards to? Good Boy was from Stephen James. Good Boy has simply over risk. Was simply over risking. You can't do much at that point except hold and hope. That's kind of what I was saying. Is that I think it was a mistake for him to close out his lower positions, because at that point he was just trying. It keeps him in the market longer, and I think that he should have held on to it because of that idea of hold and hope. Oh, B forex broker. So it's a forex broker. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe you should try a different broker then. If they're saying that's a really weird uh, due to high volume of requests. That seems odd to me. Maybe check out some other brokers. It's too late, guys. I already tried to comment on that troll, so hopefully I didn't make a fool out of myself. But that's fine. You know, I should understand that uh, trolls are going to be everywhere. Luckily, you know, the reaction from my stream has been positive. There haven't been a lot of trolls that you know, try to bring me down, and that's fine. It usually takes a lot for me to get upset about something. Um and I guess I was getting a little heated about this guy on YouTube um, when he obviously just popped into the stream and took some things that I said out of context. So, yeah. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it quits today, and pick things up tomorrow. Again, no trades happening at the moment. Nothing was really looking great for me. So, you guys have a good rest of the day, and I hope you find some profit somehow in the market with it being so dead. And I'll pick things up at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good